Hey everyone, my name is Keely and I'm the owner and creator here at Soy and Shea, and thank you so much for joining me for this video. I like to keep at least one coffee soap in my range of soaps, and over Christmas we pretty much sold out of most of the soaps, so I've been frantically filling up the cure rack for the last couple of weeks so we can start refilling this shelf, and one of those was the coffee soap. Now this time around I'm using a different fragrance oil. Usually I go for that traditional coffee fragrance oil to go in there, or a caramel style one, but this time I've gone for something a little bit different, which I'll explain more about in the actual video. And it is a fragrance oil with the highest amount of vanillin I have ever used in any soap before. I was really surprised when I poured it out of the bottle. But it's all working well. 2 weeks in, the soap has taken on this real bitter chocolate sort of smell, and it is smelling really, really good. So I'm really pleased with that, but I'll explain more about that in the video. In the video, I also do say I'm going to be calling this soap Adult Coffee, but I actually changed my mind when I was editing the video and decided that after dinner coffee sounded much better. So let's go and see how I make this coffee soap. Let's go. So before we dive into the making of this soap, I'm going to take you from this sort of point. This is where I'm actually prepping all my oils and lye water. And I'm going to do this coffee soap just a little bit differently to how I've been doing them in the past. I'm not sure if it's really going to make much difference, but I'm hoping that it will. In my big bucket here, I have all of my oils for quite a number of soaps I was going to do. I'm actually finding it easier to do this way, less washing up, so I make a big bucket of oils. It's basically a form of master batching when you think about it, and then I actually pour them off into the containers as I need it, and it just makes less washing up because I can wipe this container out and start again with the next soap. So what I'm going to do is actually put the container on that I am going to be soaping with. My mold holds 1.7 kilos worth of soap, but what I actually want to do with this soap is I am going to be doing some white, and because I want it to stay white, I want about 200 grams for the white, so I'm only going to pour off 1.5 kilos for, in fact no, we'll go 1.6, and we'll only use 100 grams for the white in this next soap. So we're almost there. Right, so I've got my 1.6 kilos of oil in there, and what I now want to do, so I'll actually pour off another 100 grams into another pot, and I'll basically make up 2 lots of soap to put into the one batter. But the reason for it, normally when I make a coffee soap, I would put my coffee grinds into the traced soap. But what I want to do is, these oils are still warm because I've literally just made them up. So what I want to do is now throw in some of my coffee grinds so that hopefully the oils that are in this coffee will infuse into the oil and just make it so much better. So I'm going to go for about 35 grams worth of coffee. We'll see what that looks like. I think that will be more than enough, and this is why I wanted to keep my 2 sort of oil bits separate, because that has already gone a really, really dark brown. This coffee smells absolutely beautiful. If you're here in Australia, it's actually just one of the Coles coffees that I picked up. It was on special, and I just thought, well, I'll give it a go, see what it's like, and it smells so good. So I might actually have to make myself a cup of it and see what it's like as well. So what I'm going to do is actually leave my oils to cool down to room temperature and allow all that coffee grind to actually infuse in there, and we'll be leaving the coffee grounds in there for that exfoliation. So we'll be back very, very soon and we will get to making the soap. Alright, so the oils that have been infused with that coffee, you can see how dark they have become. I have just pulled out my fragrance oil and went, oh, that actually looks like I've poured coffee into the jar. This has a massive 16% vanillin, which is why I am definitely not adding it into that white and really hoping that the colors don't morph into it once we've got it done. This is called Whiskey Angel, and I got it from off the fragrance shed. Now, it is actually a nice fragrance, and I thought it would be something a little bit different for a coffee soap. I say nice a little bit hesitantly. The notes in this are bourbon, chocolate, and cedar, so it's a really nice masculine fragrance. Some days I smell it and I think it smells really nice. Other days I can't stomach it, and it's only because I hate, and I'm really sorry, but I hate the smell of dark spirits, including bourbon. It makes my stomach turn. So the first time I actually smelt this fragrance, my stomach did a backflip on me. I've never been drunk on it or anything like that, so I don't know why I don't like the smell of dark spirits, but every time I smell that fragrance, I can smell that bourbon in there, and it smells good on some days, and other days I just can't smell it. Today's a good day, so I'm soaping with it. In my container here, I have some cow's milk powder, which I've just added in. So we're going to make it kind of a bit of a latte sort of soap. I'm going to get that mixed in. What I might actually do, because that is so dark, let's get this white done first. I'm going to add my titanium dioxide into my oils now. We'll pour in our lye solution. I'll get this bit mixed up, and then I will do this bit here. Alright, so I am going to pour off a little bit of this one to do a little bit of a swirl in here along with that white. Yeah, that should do. And into that one, I am going to add in just a little bit of titanium dioxide. I know it's probably going to be pretty pointless, but to this big one, I am still going to add in a little bit of mocha mica, and that is so that I can hopefully keep the color discoloration in this a little bit more uniform. So we've got that one in there. I'll give these a bit more of a mix. All right, let's see what this fragrance is going to do. Let's pour just over half in there and the other bit in there. I just got a sort of burst of the chocolate come out of that. And it's got, often when I smell chocolate fragrances, they smell really false, very chemical-like, but this one really does have that smooth, creamy sort of chocolate smell to it. That bourbon has just hit me, and now I'm feeling sick. Oh, that's such a shame, because it's really hard to explain. It actually does smell really, really good, and I'm hoping it comes through because, or it survives the saponification process, because I think it's just going to be so different for this coffee soap. But I think it's going to be really, really popular. It is a nice fragrance. It's just not one that I would probably buy again, because that bourbon smell, oh, I can't stomach any of those dark spirits. I'm a white spirit drinker, and if you have followed along with me on Instagram, you will know my poison of choice is gin. So I can't resist a good gin. Anyway, I'm going to get all this stirred in, and we'll go and grab our mold. Alright, here's our loaf mold. Let's start. I think I'm just going to do this as a drop swirl. It actually is playing really, really nicely as well, so that's good. It definitely hasn't thickened my batter. I say right now, we won't jinx ourselves too much. We'll see how things go. Now, even though that is playing quite well, I have got a couple of big blobs, so I'm just going to put the chopstick through it just to try and get a little bit more of a swirl. Ooh, that's looking good. All right, let me get the rest of this scraped out. So my sort of initial idea was I was going to do that, sprinkle that white and then do a bit of a chopstick swirl through there. But I really, really like the simplicity of that white drizzled on the top there. So I am going to just leave it as is, and then these gloves are going to get in the way. I can take that one off. I have got these little soap dough coffee beans, which I made ages ago for another soap. During my sort of cleanup that I've been doing in the new year, I discovered them and thought, well, we'll pop them on the next coffee soap I do. So that is what I am doing. I am just randomly placing them on the top. No rhyme or reason. So some bars will get one, some bars will get two. Oh, that one's in upside down. Oh, well, too late now. And I'm just going to place them, I'm going to try and place them on top of the white so that they really actually stand out on here. And I think I am absolutely loving how this is coming together. I love when you get a coffee and it's got that cream on the top, and then, well, I used to be able to have the cream on the top, but you used to get the cream on the top with the single little coffee bean on the top of them. So I don't mind eating coffee beans as they are, as I've mentioned in another one of the coffee videos I've done. I am absolutely loving how this one is coming together. Can't wait to see what the swirls are going to look like on the inside. But for now, I've got to get all of these stuck on here, and then I will bring you down for a closer look. So here it is. I have no idea at the moment what I am going to be calling this soap. I'm going to have a bit of a think about it overnight, and then by the time I come back to cut it, I should have a name, and that will already be in the title of this video. I did decide to give it a little bit of a sprinkle. I say a little bit, look at that. A little bit of sprinkle with some fresh coffee on the top just to really finish it off. Really loving the look of it. I'm going to leave this one sit overnight, and we'll be back very soon and we'll get it cut open and take a look. Alright, I am ready to cut into this soap. I think I'm going to be naming this Adult Coffee. There is a little bit of a reason behind it. It's something I say at home in the house. We went to a cafe up at Mount Tambourine. It's actually a coffee plantation, and they have on their menu a tonic espresso. And basically you get some espresso, get a glass of tonic water and a shot of espresso, and you mix the two together, and it is the most wonderful summer drink. Really, really enjoy it. And then one day I got myself some Tia Maria, and I decided to mix the tonic and Tia Maria together and make an adult version of that drink, and that is kind of where I'm coming up with this. It has got that bourbon smell to it, so we're going to go Adult Coffee. Let's take a look and see what we've got. Oh my goodness, the swirl in this. Look at that. I absolutely love the colour that has gone through there, and that swirl is just absolutely stunning. Really, really, really like how that has come up. Now today is a good day. I actually can't smell too much of the bourbon in this one. I know hubby could when he smelt it, so I know the bourbon smell is there. Just today I'm actually tolerating it. I'm getting a lot of that chocolate note come out of here, and that coffee infused oil is just really, really bringing the whole experience together. Really, really hoping that this fragrance holds well. A lot of the coffee fragrances really don't hold very well, neither do the caramel fragrances, but I'm hoping that this one is going to be just that little bit different and really hold well in the soap. And it really does reflect having an adult style coffee. Now I also did discover that drinking Tia Maria and tonic is actually one of the recommendations that they have, and oh, it is so good. If you have never had, if you are a coffee drinker and you've not had the drink, give it a go. Not with just the Tia Maria, but with coffee. You fill a glass with ice. The trick is you need to put ice in there, otherwise the two will actually react. The hot coffee and the cold tonic will react and foam everywhere. So you need to make sure that your glass is absolutely jam-packed with ice. Pour your tonic in and then slowly pour your espresso shot of coffee over the top. I usually fill my glass, put the ice in, and then I put it under my coffee pod machine and I just let the coffee drain in. But make sure that that coffee is hitting the ice so it chills it down so that the two don't react and foam and froth everywhere. Do not stir it, because if you stir it, it will all foam up and go everywhere. You just start drinking it, and it is really, really nice. My husband, he likes sugar in his coffee, but he will actually drink this tonic and espresso without sugar in, because it kind of all interacts with each other and makes that coffee that little bit sweeter. It really is such a great summer drink. And then at night time, instead of coffee, just put in a bit of Tia Maria or Kahlua, whatever takes your fancy. So I hope you have enjoyed watching how I made my adult coffee soap. If you did, why not leave me a thumbs up, any comments down below, and if you've got any questions, I will get back to you as soon as I possibly can. And until the next video comes out, I hope you have a great one, and I will see you then. Bye!